Guys, a quick Substance Painter tutorial. It's an intro to it. I don't know if you guys have seen this. If you have, just do it quickly as a reminder. But this is how I like to do it. If I don't know how I'm going to provide the file, if I provide you with the demo file, then just click open the Blender file, and then we can start from there. If I give you, for example, the FBX, all you have to do is drag it in, and then we can start from there, basically. So the first little maintenance thing we have to do before we send this over to Substance Painter is actually we need to make sure all of them are unwrapped. As you can see, if we go to the UV editor and see it's a cube, but there's actually more than that, more than many cubes here. So we need to go and just for this exercise, we're going to smart UV unwrap it, just for quick because we have to unwrap a lot of things. So I'm going to smart UV unwrap and then unwrap so that we have all the pieces separated. Sometimes it gives you a good result, sometimes it doesn't, okay, but it's just for exercise. But we have to make sure that it is UV unwrapped so that we can project textures onto it. After that, we also need to make a new, make a new material for this and name this arm L, and it can be any color. It's just you can make it different colors if you want it to be more visually easy to see. But essentially what we're doing here is we're giving this group material IDs so that it separates it in Substance. So if I put this on this mode, I can see that it's put a new material on. I'm going to keep on doing this for every single one. So for example, this head little thing, I'm going to go ahead and take away that and make a new material, call it head. And if you're very specific, you can call it head matte. But I'm a bit lazy today, so I'll go ahead and just change the color a little bit. It doesn't matter what color you choose, just give it any other color, and also unwrap it. So for example, we're just going to press A, highlight all of it, press U, and then smart UV project, and that should separate it into many things. It might not do the best job, but it will do a job. Okay, to the next material. So arm, edit mode, press A to select all of it, press U, press unwrap, smart UV project. You could also do this manually if you wish, but that's good enough for me. And give it a new material, so minus, because it's already got like a material on it, arm R, and then change the color a little bit, just so we can see it. You can keep it all the same color as well. You can keep it white, but this tells me like it's definitely done, basically. And we're gonna go ahead and do this for every little piece until we're finished. So just again, for people that are questioning it, this is a cylinder, so it's already kind of done, so we don't need to do anything for this. So all we have to do is remove like some of the primitive shapes. They're just the same shape, basically. You could in fact unwrap it again to make sure it doesn't have any stretching or whatnot, but it should be fine. And I'll call this antenna, and I'll also apply the same material, so I can go ahead and apply that to give it the same material, so that we know it's going to be the same thing. Same thing for the arm, for the eye. So I'm going to minus it, name this one eye, for example. This one might need to be a little bit changed up a little bit in the UVs. Let's see. Yeah, it does. As you can see, there's a little bit of stretching, so I'm just going to go and smart UV project that, and we get that. And then we're going to do something similar with here. Hopefully it'll end up as the same shape. Smart UV project, and this time we don't need a new material. We can just give it the eye material because it's the same group. So we're just grouping things that are similar things together, basically. I could have done that with the arms, but sometimes the arms mess up a little bit, so I'm keeping them separate for now. And then we're just going to keep on continuing on. So for example, this is the neck, this is a neck, and we want a certain material for that. And make it whatever color you want, and that's it. Do this, and then I'll be back in a few moments. Sometimes you get an error if you're trying to change the material edit mode. Make sure you go back to object mode. So just a little pointer about that. Okay, guys, I've finished unwrapping everything just to prove a point. It's unwrapped. Let's just see. Yeah, that's unwrapped. If I go to this one, that's unwrapped. All of these are unwrapped, looking like it could take some texture, even though they're what's it called? Smart unwrapped. But once you get to this point, we need to now go and just export this. So I'm gonna go save this quickly. Remember to save your files, guys. I'm gonna export this as a FBX, and I'm gonna call this one. Let's just make it sure that it's on the right one, and I'm gonna call this Robo Mat ID, and export it as a FBX. Yes, hopefully that exported everything. And we're gonna go and open up Substance Painter, and I'll be right back once Substance Painter is opened. Okay, this should be Substance Painter. There's a little bit of extra things that I remember. I haven't whipped out Substance Painter for a while. So this one, logs, we can get rid of. This export seems bad. I'm gonna get rid of it. All you need is just this. You need this side. You need this view, and texture sets, layers, texture set settings, and properties. So you can do stuff. So those ones are unnecessary, so you can get rid of them and customize where they are. If ever you want to reset your UI, you can reset your UI, and you reset your UI in the proper way without those two things. So Substance Painter knows that it doesn't need it. We're gonna use we're gonna go File, New, and then this is the template we're gonna use, the typical one, and then we're gonna go and select it and go and find it over here. 2016, this one, and we're gonna do Robo Mat ID. I think this was the newer one. I actually had two files. Let me just double check quickly so that nothing bad happens. This one was that one. Okay, sweet. We want to change it to 2488 because I don't think my computer's gonna handle anymore right now. And DirectX, if you're using a different software, you might need to use OpenGL, for example, and press OK. And this should open up our thing, and our guy should be colorless, and we should have all our texture sets that are corresponding to the materials that we made for it, like this. We're going to work on the body for now, so we're going to select on the body. To navigate around Substance Painter, it's similar to how you can do it on other 3D software like Maya and stuff. Blender is just a little bit different, so you hold Alt and left click. It's really hard to get used to this because you have to switch around a lot. So you hold Alt, left click to like orbit around, pan around with middle mouse whilst holding Alt. Everything is done whilst holding Alt. And right click to zoom in and out. You can also zoom in and out like that. The next step, we need to bake our thing. So you would click on this croissant figure over here. We want to check all of these on. We can uncheck a few things if we wish, for example, but they are unnecessary. But it does slow down like the whole baking time. So it's up to you if you want to take anything off. If you want to take anything off just to increase speed, depending on what kind of build you're going to use, we just need these 3 texture maps. But I'm going to go ahead and bake everything because why not? Just click bake and it should do its trick in a second. You'll know when it's done when it has all of these pictures. We can go back to the paintbrush mode. Next, we want to go ahead and find a base for this body. We're going to start with the body, and then we'll work our way around. Oh, I don't want to draw anything on. I'm going to press and delete this layer, and I'm going to start off with a base. We want a brushed aluminium. If we can find it, there we go. We can drag and drop this guy in like so. We can also drag and drop it in onto the layers. We can also Control Alt right click to select different parts of the material. So we have that. This just gives you a folder with like pre-made kind of things, but it's good enough to start off from here. And if you want, you can also go to the Substance library online with your Adobe license, and you can actually download and use that. After that, we want to go ahead and add a fill layer over here. So fill, I want to go to this paintbrush and press fill, because make sure it's out of it. So if it's in the folder, put it out. And we're going to name this paint just to keep it organized. And what we go here, we scroll down. Here at the top, we have all the fill and the projection typing and the UV transformations. We don't need to mess with that at the moment, but we also have these options as high, rough, metal, and normal can be turned on. So that it manipulates different things. So for example, if I turn once I turn these on, I have all of these colors. Before, at the start, it was just color, which is nice, and then I can just give it like a base, a different base color, like a reddish color, and that will just go on top of the metal like that. And we have like a metallic kind of metal like that. If we turn everything on, it just takes its own shape like so as well. We want all of it on for at the moment, I think. And yeah, you can change it to whatever color we want. You want it anyway. So I want it like that. After that, we want to add a mask onto this. So if you select on it, get rid of this color wheel. We're gonna go over here, add mask. We want a black mask, so it masks it out. And then afterwards, we want to click on the mask and put a generator on it. And this generator, we want to go and type in metal edgeware, which should be this one. And now, as you can see, we have color coming through. But this should be the opposite way around, because on the corners, the paint should not be there. So it kind of imitates the wear and tear of the paint, basically. So this is really cool. And then you get all these nice properties and sliders that you can do. This is like a preset. You can build this from scratch, but this is like an easy way to like kind of make your own thing. And you want to invert it, because like I said, you want this to happen on the corners. You're more likely to get this scratching effect, right? And now you can choose the wear level, so we can have more or less wear, like so. And just play around with the settings over here. You can also change the seed generation as well to get a different type of wear and tear. Wear contrast, triplanar blending, grunge scale. We probably want this to be like 1, so that and grunge amount. Grunge is like the max that it's doing. Edge smoothness, smooth the edge out or not. Ambient occlusion, stuff like that. I think I really like this, so yeah, I think I'll go with this at the moment. But as you can see, that's the start of having paint on metal. Okay, I just changed it up just a little bit, just so that I'd enjoy it a bit more. The next thing we want to do is add a paint layer, I think, over here. Add a layer. So if we click out of there and add a layer, we can now paint on this guy, but we don't want to paint that. We want to go down and scroll down a little bit, and we want to turn off color, rough, metal, and everything but the normal. We want to keep the normal. And I'm going to put like a fake door on this guy. So if I go ahead and find it, if I can, maybe typing normal will also help a little bit. If I load, it's a little bit slow, but as you can see, this one will get you to the panels. And I want to go and find this one. This one's cool. But if I click on it, it doesn't really do anything right now. So what I have to do here is I need to drag and drop this guy into here, and now I can do it. As you can see, it's kind of indented here, but it's not solid yet. So we have to change the brush size. So to change the brush size, we can press Control and right mouse, and that will change the brush size. Left control and left mouse changes the flow, so these two settings up here. And now if I do it now, it does it, but it's in the wrong angle. So we need to change that as well. So what we need to do here is we need to change the alpha, the brush alpha, a little bit. So we got to go ahead and try and find a alpha that's more solid, or like a square. Let's go find one that looks I don't know. Let me see if I can find, oh, maybe this one will work. That is getting there, but it's not quite there. So let me go find one quick. Sweet, I found one. It's called Alpha Square, and it was this one. This one right here. Yeah, that one. But as you can see, it's a little bit, I don't know what you can call it. It's not straight. So we need to change the angle to be exactly straight. So let's just put this at 0. And then this should make it pretty straight. Make it a little bit left. I think my model might be a little bit wonky as well. So we might have to adjust for that. This one makes it inverted, so I might need to change it up a little bit as well. So let me just get this setting right. 180. So it looks like that. Oh, no, more like 270. That's the right angle, but I might need to get a new brush because it looks a bit weird. So I might try this circle with circle. Nope, that one's still not good. Let's try this. That one's not that good. Let's try this. That's perfect. Okay, sweet. So let's go ahead and put this guy in, and we have the door. We have a nice panel on the door, and as you can see, it's still flat, but it's we've painted on the normals essentially. And the more times you click on this guy, the deeper it goes, like that. So, but it's still completely flat. It's just how it changes the normal maps. To improve this now, we need to add a filter in. So I'm going to go show you guys filter. So if I click here, go add a filter. And then this time I'm going to call it, it was probably still Edgeware, or a Matte Effects Metal Edgeware. So is this one. So as you can see now, it's also got the Edgeware now. So he's got the same Edgeware. We can change the edge level and do all of that stuff. It gets a little bit intense right now, so let's it's quite hard to see what I'm actually doing, but let's get a little bit of edge in there, and that should do it. Something like that does the trick for me. Let's rename this to details. After that, we're gonna go ahead and what was I gonna do? I'm gonna make a new paint layer. That's fine. Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna turn on everything again. And then I'm gonna and this time I'm gonna go and insert a filter here. Add a filter, and I'm gonna find a Matte Effects Metal Rust, which is there. There's also other like filters that you can put in, but this one is gonna do well. Might not have done anything yet, but it's got all of these properties again. We can do some rust spreading. It takes a lot of GPU, so watch out, guys. We just want enough. So something like this. As you can see, the top is already super rusted. The sides are not so much rusted. Let's try to get a good ratio of rust and no rust on this one. Something like this looks like a acceptable amount of rust. We could also put some more if we want it to be really rusty, but I don't want it to be too rusty. I want it to be just about rust, just not as dirty as it should be. We can change the smoothing of it. We can do varnish detailing, drip intensity, drip sample, drip whatever, and we have and then I actually want the spread to not be so much. I want the top to be less rusted. I want it just to be rusty, but it's up to you. You can have it to be a really dirty boy as well. Let's go and call this rust. After that, we have to go as you can see, we've lost all our painting levels, right? So all of our paint and metalness and whatnot. We can go ahead and go to multiply, and this will go and multiply change our blending layers over here to multiply, and now as you can see it's all kind of blended in now. This one is actually affecting a little bit. I can kind of see that it's not really doing anything to the metalness, so I might turn on the metalness again, but maybe that's just how it's going to look like. But some of this little thing is affecting the metalness. I might turn off the metalness here in hopes that over here, and hoping that it will come out from the bottom. Maybe it won't do anything, but we'll see. Yeah, it's kind of not metallic enough, which is really weird. But I guess that's how it's gonna live, apparently. But yeah, we can change that another time. And now, once you have this set up, we can now copy and paste this to every single other thing. So to do that, we can go and select all of these guys and group them up into a group and name this whatever name you want, demo material. This is probably my 6th time doing this, so let's see. We can right click on that folder now and go to create smart material, and it'll show up over here. And now we can drag and drop it like other materials that we used, and this will have the same kind of procedural effect that it had before. As you can see, we've just applied it to everything, but sometimes it's a little bit off. As you can see, there's seam lines. This can be helped by UV unwrapping properly, but because nowadays if we have our head selected, we can put a paint layer in, for example, and change our brush to be like more of a grungy brush. Let's see if I can find a grungy brush, so that we can actually like go ahead and paint. Let's say this. I don't know. Maybe this one, artistic soft. Yeah, we can probably do some painting there. If I turn on the other things like height. Actually, we just want color here. So, for example, if we were to press X or C, no, C does the color, but we'll go through the channels. What's the command to eyedropper once? It should be X, but the hotkey is not working for some reason. I don't know why, but if not, we can just eyedropper it from here, and we can just go ahead and just paint a little bit, paint the seam lines in a little bit. We can also press C to make sure that we are getting the right color instead of everything, and just kind of slowly merge these guys together. As you can see, the seam lines are slowly disappearing, and yeah, that's how you would go about hiding things. You just kind of sample some stuff and get some stuff. So that's how you would do it. But yeah, something like that, and that will make it less apparent that it's a seam line. You can still kind of see it, but that's to be given. That's to be a given. And then we can go ahead and do the rest of the stuff. So let me show you guys how I would go ahead and do the other materials. But I've shown you now how to create your own stuff from scratch. And then now we're going to go ahead and try to do some of the treads now. So to start off the treads, let's get to the treads by Control Shift right click. I'm going to delete the starting one, and then I'm going to right click, cancel that, and I'm going to go plastic armor. I'm going to drag this on. I think this one looks better. Sweet. I'm going to drag that on. There is a seam line across of it, which is a little bit annoying, but that should be fine. And then now we're going to go ahead and add a new layer and a paint layer, and we're going to just turn on height for this one, like so. Actually, I did it the wrong way around. And then I'm going to go and insert some stripes. So let's just find some stripes. Oops, I'm just typing it wrong. Stripes. And as you can see, the stripes are showing up now. All we're going to do here is change the rotation a little bit. Because of how we've UV unwrapped, we're going to get one side right. As you can see, this is going long ways because all of these strands aren't quite going the right way. So we could go ahead and mask things out and do things slowly, but just for this example, I'm going to go ahead and just say I'm going to get the top side looking good. For example, I could mask out certain areas and have the stripes be affecting it that way. For example, I could how should I go about this? I can put a mask here, add a white mask, and mask out certain areas like I can go to this tool, polyfill, and then I can get rid of these ones like that, and maybe these ones like that. And as you can see, only the top side and the bottom sides are layered now. And we can go ahead and duplicate this layer, Control D, and then I'm going to go polygon. I'm going to do the opposite now, so it does some autosave. I'm going to hold Alt this time, hold Control this time, and this time I should be able to fill it in a little bit better. 1 second. I need to change the inversion rate. Sorry guys, over here, change the inversion rate, and we need to go and get those bits back. Actually, just this bit, like so. And then now we can go ahead and go back to this layer and rotate it the other way so that we can get it correct. But that's a little bit troublesome. I don't mind how you guys want to do it as long as you know the tools. That's not the correct amount. Looks about there. So about there, and you get both of the treads looking fine. Now I'm going to be a bit lazy, and I'm just going to use just some random material just to fill out the rest of it. So I can go to the library and maybe put I'm going to put some metal brushed in here, maybe, and maybe over here too for the cogs. That looks nice. And then for this little bit, I'm going to put maybe a rubbery texture. I wonder if they have a rubbery texture. Rubber raw, let's see if it does. Yeah, nice. As you can see, it's getting in. Oh, and then I need to go and find my demo texture again, so I can put this in the eyes. And nice, we have our little guy. And now I'm going to quickly show you how to export this and line them back up in Blender. So what I would do here, actually I don't like that. I want to have metallic eyes. Ah, yeah, look at that. Perfect. You can save it, but there will be a Substance Painter file. What we have to do is export textures over here. We're going to make sure that we're exporting everything. We're going to choose where we're going to save it. So click on it. We're going to choose the folder that we have something in, that we've already kind of worked on. And we're going to make a new folder in there because there's going to be a lot of images. There's going to be loads of images that is going to spawn out of this. So we're going to do PNG. You can do 8-bit if you want. You can set a different texture size for it if you wish. But my settings was correct. And then we're going to go right. And we're going to go and click on Blender Principled BSDF because that's the template that we're going to be using. And then we're going to go list of exports and see and look at it being like, yes, this looks good. And then we're going to go add export. That was quicker than I expected. Let's see in that folder if it did export everything. Yes, it did. Oh, I'm surprised. Okay. So with that, we can go back into Blender and we can slowly change our robot to how it looks like in in Substance Painter. So back into Blender mode now. I'm going to go into the Shading tab, and then make sure we have Preferences, Node Wrangler turned on. So go to Add-ons, type in Node Wrangler, make sure that's enabled. And now if you hover over this, the quick way, Control-Shift-T, this will bring up your stuff. And because this was the body, we know it's the body, so we're going to select everything involving the body, like so. Was there any more body stuff? I feel like there was a bit more body in there. I think there's more maps than body. Let's just search for body just in case. Yeah. Don't hide from me. We're going to type in body, principal, and click the blue button. And then this will link up all to its, it will just link up by itself instead of you having to go ahead and link them up yourself. And as you can see, it's doing it. As you can see, it looks exactly how it would have done in Substance Painter. Just to prove that point, I'm going to put in the treads, and you can go ahead and slowly do this. Hello. Make sure you click on it and then type in tread. There we go. Pray a little bit, and now we have treads. So it looks exactly how it would have done in thing. And you can go ahead and do all of that very slowly or as quick as you want. But that's how you guys, that's the intro to Substance Painter. Hope you guys enjoyed, and remember, I'll see you guys next time. See you guys.